Hello there, and welcome back to the Stanley Parable. There were a few things I wanted to do the last time I played this, but I never got the chance to do it. So we're playing this again and see where we end up, because as we found out last time, there are multiple endings. I don't know how many multiple endings there are, but I'm gonna try find out. So here we go.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
That's me.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
Yes, I am 427.
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Okay.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Alright. Maybe... Okay, I can't push the button. I hate Mondays. 427. My employee number seems important. I must be a very important employee. Well... Let's go for a stroll then. See what my coworkers are doing.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could
What?
Stanley decided
Oh
to go to
no!
the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
No? Steve? Bridget? Carl? Is anyone there? Aw. Okay. Let's go. The meeting room. We're going for the meeting room.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I did? Oh, yeah. I remember now. That's what I did, yes. I went to the left. Here's the meeting.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
No meeting.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
I did. Well, if I go to boss... Maybe that's bad. There was a broom closet here. Hello? Ooh.
Oh no, no, not again.
What do you mean?
Part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all.
Huh?
I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
I like the broom. Can I bring the broom? I didn't bring it last time because you got mad at me. So this time we're doing it my way. We're not going to the boss's room. Ah. God damn it. Okay.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
No. I went downstairs. Yes. Choosing my own destiny.
But Stanley just couldn't do it.
Yes.
He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk?
Indeed.
All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream.
I'm dreaming!
What a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
Exactly.
Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream.
Yes.
So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job.
I have a wife?
All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been.
That is not the way it has been.
My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine.
Yeah.
I am okay.
God damn it. This is not a dream.
Stanley began screaming.
Ah!
Someone wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
So it was a dream.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Is that my wife?
Woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like.
Hey!
And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't.
Very funny.
It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Spoiler alert, there's no one in the meeting room. Okay, I guess that's one of the ends. So, do we do another one? Yes!
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
No!
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
But where is Steve? And Brittany? And Carl?
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Oh, I've looked everywhere. There's no trace of my co-workers.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
On his left. I know. I mean, I'm not crazy. There are no voices in my head. Ah, the meeting room.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Oh,
Feeling
no.
a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Yeah. Let's go to the boss's office. What? Hey! Come, please! I just want to see the broom! Ah!
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I'm not going down that nightmare again. Alright, let's see. Up to the boss's office. Up to the boss's office. Bathroom's closed. I know this. I've seen this. In a dream. Or was it a dream? It worked! I've got the feeling. Money's for stealing. But not yours, of course. Say, that's a lovely purse. This is poetry. Beautiful. Although I feel it's quite unnecessary to mess this lovely wall up. I have no face. Or maybe the mirror is broken. It smells bad in there, so let's keep it. I wanted. That's strange. Oh no! Oh no! No! I do not support this boss. Let's go. Can I go down or up? I can choose up or down. I press both. I wonder where I'm going. What? They heard my name. Stanley. the elevator. My name is Stanley. Yay, I'm singing. How long is this going to take? This takes forever. Oh. What? Wait, what? Hey! No! We're going down. Down. Going down the elevator. My name is Stanley. Yay! We're going down the elevator. My name is Stanley. Going down the elevator. My name is Stanley. Number 427. That is my employee number. Yeah. I push buttons. That's my job. Yeah. I don't like my job, so I'm escaping my job. Never mind. Let's go down. No, now it stops. And we got. Oh, I was so excited for an elevator ride.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
No, I had no idea. I don't know. I have no idea. Now, this is what I found. Chianti.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs.
Yes, I did.
Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
Look, I'm doing shit. You have to wait. I'll put in the combination later. Alright?
2845.
I know! 2845. 2845. Just have to wait. You know what? I'm not pushing the buttons. Now, what was I saying? Yeah. Here is a nice key.
But it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself. And Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
No, I'm staying here. As I was saying, for the third time, this is a nice Chianti. All I need now is some fava beans and a nice liver. There. Thanks. That's all I wanted to say. I wanted to do a joke about Hannibal before you interrupted me 2 or 3 times. There's a piano here. I want to play it. The piano is broken. It doesn't work. Can I push the piano? Alright. Deja vu. I've been here before. Last time. Ooh, darkness. This is where I can hide. Oh, whoop-de-doo. Okay. Let's go down again. See where it leads us this time. Oh no. We're back at the Nakatomi Plaza. Interrupted me again.
Mind control facility.
Yes, my control facility. Okay. Now. I know this ending. And I don't like your attitude. So, if I escape the mind control facility, I might escape you, my dear narrator. I am the master of my mind now.
Or this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
What? You're bluffing. Liar. Let's go.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
No! I'm the master of my own mind. This is the
At
escape.
this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Yeah, totally. Oh, okay. I admit that's kind of scary. Ugh! I'm alive. Whoop.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Yes. Goodbye. Goodbye, narrator. At least I'll be rid of you.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Ah! What? Hmm?
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
Nothing. Yes, I know. It's a game.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Indeed. Nature paintings. These all hang in the office. Oh, it's a model. Office layout. I'll have to come back here. So, I've been running around this museum, and turns out that there's a lot of information here about the development of the game and all of the ideas they had when creating this. So I'm thinking we're just gonna end it right here because I couldn't find the end. So I guess we'll just end it with a pause menu screen. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.